announcements for today, March 31st, 2025. Really appreciate everybody coming out and listening to our announcements for today. I'd like to start out with some announcements from the different departments. This is a parent meeting. Please join us for an informational parent meeting regarding our upcoming state testing. Principal Lehman from Mesa Principal, Principal Nelson from Kemper, and Principal Porter from KCA will be scheduling a discussion and how to best prepare for your student. This will be tomorrow, Tuesday, April 1st. It'll be 5 o'clock in the evening down here at the KCA building here in Toyac. So parents, please join us for this informational parent meeting regarding the upcoming state testing. This comes from the UMUT K-12 Education Department. They're offering parents and children the right to Mesa Elementary. This is on April 3rd, this coming Thursday, for the kindergarten pre-enrollment day. We'll be at the parking lot in front of the Recreation Center at 5:30 p.m. We will make one trip up to Mesa Elementary and one trip back to Toyac. This is from the UMUT K-12 Education Department. They're offering parents and children a ride to Mesa Elementary on April 3rd for the kindergarten pre-enrollment day. They'll be parked out in the parking lot. This is also another pre-enrollment day for Mesa Kindergarten. Items to bring: birth certificate, immunization, proof of address. Mesa Elementary is on 703 West South Street, Cortez, Colorado, April 3rd, 5 to 7 p.m. So this is for enrollment, Mesa Kindergarten. This coming Thursday is Youth Day at the Capitol. It'll be at up in Denver. They start at 8:30 in the morning. They have an invocation. The drum group will be there. Red Sky, our color guard from the UMUT veterans. Remarks from Governor Polis. He'll be reading a proclamation on behalf of the 2 Ute tribes. I'll be speaking as the chairman for the UMUT Ute tribe and Chairman Baker for the Southern Ute Indian tribe. The Youth Council and Royalty will be introduced, and they'll also have a presentation in the afternoon at History Colorado. Anyone wanting to attend that event, it's open to tribal members and the public. That'll be on Thursday, April 3rd, starting at 8:30 in the morning, and it is recognized as Youth Day at the Capitol for this month of April. Anybody from the UMUT, anybody wanting to put a bid in for the powwow for the UMUT Bear Dance? UMUT Bear Dance Committee is seeking bids for the powwow, which are currently being accepted. If you're interested, contact the purchasing department. Deadline for the bids is April 16th of this month. So you can contact 564-5620 for more details. And this is for the bear dance for the UMUT Ute Tribal Powwow. If you're interested in putting in a bid for that, for the upcoming powwow coming up in June. UMUT Ute Recreation Center, they're putting up their Easter egg hunt. This will be on April 18th, Friday at 10 o'clock in the morning. Veterans Park from the Recreation Center, ages 6 on down. 7th to 7th, 12th grade, 13 through 18 ages. Sorry, not grade. 7th through 12th ages, 13 through 18 age groups. Any questions, you can call the UMUT Recreation Center, 564-5360. This is the Easter egg hunt at the Recreation Center. This is only for the children ages 6 on down. And then the second category, 7 to 12. Then 13 through 18 age groups, 3 age groups. April 18th, Friday, 10 a.m. And on that day, the tribe will be closing at noon in recognition of Good Friday and Easter. There'll also be an Easter gourd dance on April 19th down at the Indian Village, across from the UMUT Casino. It'll be 11 o'clock in the morning to 8 p.m. There'll be egg hunt for the kids. Vendors are welcome. All gourd societies are welcome. Honoring our children, there'll be a supper break at 3 to 4 p.m. Closing of gourd dance will be 4:30 to 8 p.m. Contact person will be Willow White Skunk. 560-4338 is her number, or you can call 844-3082. So this is an Easter gourd dance down at the Indian Village on April 19th. It'll start at 11 o'clock in the morning with the supper break at 3 to 4 and resume again all the way to 8 p.m. All gourd societies welcome. Head staff MC is Rusty Kozak. Head gourd dance singer is Josh Pinto. Head gourd dancer is Woody Benali. Arena director is Deaton Smith. So you're all welcome to that. This is a public service announcement. This is in reference to the UMUT Law and Order Code, Adult Protection Code. This was passed by council. Title 8 UMUT Law and Order Code, Adult Protection has been adopted and approved by the UMUT Tribal Council, and if anyone's aware of an elder at risk, adult or protected person being neglected or abused, report the issue. We encourage you to contact the UMUT Tribal Social Service Department. Copy of Title 8 UMUT Law and Order Code, Adult Protection Code can be obtained and submitting a written request from the Chairman Secretary, Office of the Chairman. The request forms will be submitted to the Tribal Secretary Conrad Jacket for approval, and the Tribal Justice Department at the UMUT Tribal Complex will provide a copy of the code. Also, public service announcement, Title 2 UMUT Law and Order Code, Civil Procedure Code. Title 2 of the UMUT Law and Order Code, Civil Procedure Code has been adopted by the UMUT Tribal Council to help reduce conflict in the tribal community, including peacemaking process, encouraging the just and speedy and inexpensive resolution of civil actions while following the value of the tribe. You can get a copy of the Title 2 UMUT Law and Order Code, Civil Procedures Code can be obtained and submitted in written request from Maryland House, Chairman Secretary of the Chairman's Office. The request forms will be submitted to the Tribal Secretary Conrad Jacket for approval, and the Tribal Justice Department UMUT Tribal Complex will provide a copy of the code. There is a 90-day implementation review of the Civil Procedure Code. These are two public service announcements to anybody from the tribe wanting to look at the Civil Code and the Elder Code. This is an announcement from the emergency after hours numbers for maintenance on-call staff between 3/26/2025 through tomorrow, April 1st, 2025. Brian Coyote is on call. His number is 970-238-6665. Again, his number is 970-238-6665. From April 1st to April 6th, it's Truman Hatch. He'll be on call emergency hours after hours. His number is 970-238-0549. Again, Truman's numbers 970-238-0549. These are the housing emergency after hour numbers. All work orders must be going through housing to Valerie Root. Her number is 970-238-0111. This is for maintenance work orders. Making everyone aware that this year the Tri-Youth Games for 2025 will be held July 7th through the 10th. It'll be up in Fort Duchesne, Utah. Opening ceremonies will start on July 7th at the Fort Duchesne Gym. The sports that will be played there is basketball. For these Tri-Youth Games will be basketball, bowling, volleyball, golf, archery, wrestling, and hand game. There's an Ultimate Warrior Challenge at the end. The deadline is May 23rd, 2025 by 4:30 p.m. Enrolled members and first descendants with certificate of Indian blood and athletes must be between the ages of 9 to 18 years old. The purpose of this game is to come together so our children get to know one another and to foster friendships between the Ute Indian tribe, Southern Ute Indian tribe, and UMUT tribe. Pick up applications at the UMUT Recreation Center and White Mesa Recreation Center. It's a Tri-Youth Games for all three Ute tribes. It'll be July 7th through the 10th. And the host tribe will be Fort Duchesne, the Uinta Array tribe. And opening ceremonies will be July 10th at the Fort Duchesne Gymnasium. Again, the sports that are being played will be basketball, bowling, volleyball, golf, archery, wrestling, and hand game, then the Ultimate Warrior Challenge on the last day. Deadline for application is May 23rd, 2025 by 4:30 p.m. It's only for enrolled members of the 3 Ute tribes and first descendants with certificate of Indian blood, ages 9 through 18 years old. This is something that's coming for inspiring young male dancers workshop. You can do fancy dance, traditional dance, southern, northern. They're being put on by Jamarcus Height, Theodore Greeny from Southern Ute, Henry Whiteskunk also from Southern Ute, and Kaiwan Kansi from Ute Mountain. Powwow dance styles, a workshop for male Ute who are wanting to learn more about powwow, powwow information, registration, grand entry, various dance categories. This is only for coming from the male royalty information, bringing youth into the circle. This will be held on April 13th, 2025, 10 o'clock in the morning at the multi-purpose facility in Ignacio. Food will be provided. If you want to ask questions or contact someone, you can call 970-563-0196. I'm sorry, it's 553-0196. So it's Inspiring Young Male Dancers Workshop, April 13, 2025, 10 a.m. at the multi-purpose facility in Ignacio, Colorado. Also want to support our sister tribe, celebrating with our sister tribe on the Southern Ute Bear Dance Powwow. Will be held May 23rd and 24th this year. Drum contest totaling $30,000 first to 5th place. Dance contest totaling payouts $25,000. Please come one, come all. Sky Ute Resort Event Center. Dance categories, Powwow Committee Specials, Southern Ute Powwow Committee. So, celebrating with our Ute sister tribe, Southern Ute Powwow. This is the Bear Dance Powwow, May 23rd through the 24th in Nashville, Colorado. Also, this year, we're announcing now the Ute Mountain Casino Powwow hand game. The date will be August 1st through the 3rd. The dance payout is $28,000, drum is $12,000. If you need to contact more information about that, you can get a hold of Risto Lehigh, 564-6141 or 5141. This is for the hand game. Is August 2nd. Registration 11:30 to 1:30. Tournament starts at 2 p.m. True double elimination tournament. So this is for the Ute Mountain Ute Casino Powwow, which will be held on August 1st through the 3rd this year. Anybody that's looking for employment, we have several employment opportunities. Child development, assistant Head Start teacher. Second one from child development's physical manager, and the third one is the lead ed art teacher. Counseling and treatment is looking for one position, a CAS counselor. Higher education is looking for a director and also an adult education coordinator. Housing division has 2 positions open, a maintenance worker and a lead maintenance supervisor. Judicial Service is looking for Associate General Counsel and an alternate defense counsel. K through 12 education is needing a bus van driver, student support. Transportation is needing 2 positions filled. One is a mechanic 2 and a mechanic 3. Public safety has 2 positions open, EMT paramedic firefighter and a firefighter EMTB. Public Works is needing a director. Social Service looking for a caseworker. White Mesa Education is needing a public school lead liaison. And Social Service is looking for a director. And UMUT Tribal Park is needing tour guide training, and the Child Development Center is looking for a full-time daycare teacher, 2 positions, and also a receptionist for the Child Development Center. So those are the announcements for coming from the different departments. My announcements for today is hello to everyone listening from far and near to our announcements for today, March 31st, 2025. Welcome to all of our tribal members, community members, and employees of the UMUT tribe. First of all, passing of our tribal members. We want to extend our condolences and prayers to 2 of our tribal members that passed away. Last week on Monday, LaWanda Wing passed away at her house. Her funeral was last week on Friday. She was 49 years old, and she passed away with some health disparities. We also recently had Delphine Clark pass away last week. The funeral is still pending for her services. It'll probably be posted on Channel 99 or through our website. We have had a lot of our tribal members pass away this year. Most of them is due to health disparities, and some of them is due to something else. We have, through our behavioral health department, programs set up for some of our counseling for families and friends, and also for employees. The passing of a loved one or a relative is a very hard time in a person's life, especially within our 2 communities and off the reservation. If we have relatives that are, or friends that know the person that passed away. During times of mourning is a time to reunite with family, friends, and community members, but don't do it during the time of person's passing. We can do it before someone passes. That would be even better. That way you can reunite with your families and let some of these things that we're facing today, the challenges, be something of the past. So we ask each of you to pray for one another, support one another. We don't know what tomorrow holds for each and every one of us. On a health, it has been 5 years in the beginning of the month of March in 2020. We did a declaration of emergency on COVID here on the UMUT reservation, even before the state of Colorado declared their emergency. It is a very trying time for everyone here on our reservation and in this country and around the world. We lost some of our tribal members during that time. Today we have some of our tribal members impacted in their health. It has not gone away. It lingers in our everyday life. Please, we ask each of you to take care of your health on an everyday basis. Get checkups at the clinic or with your physician, your doctors. Get your vaccines up to date. And just want to announce we have currently hired a nurse working for our diabetes health program, and she would like to come out to do home visits at our tribal members' homes. We'd ask you contact her at our department to make arrangements for her to come out to your homes. I presented this to the Colorado legislatures on the Medicaid to try to address anybody going to the homes to do foot massages, to do foot health care. A lot of our tribal members sometimes get amputations, and it starts with the foot if you don't have foot exams. So I'd ask this nurse to go and check on all of our tribal members that have a diabetes type 1, type 2, or on dialysis. So please reach out to her. She's willing to help out and give recommendations on our healthcare programs here in both White Mesa and Toyac. Here's an update on some bills in the state of Colorado. We have 11 of them. First one is House Bill 251036. This is a missing and murdered Indigenous relatives license plate, which will be coming out. It's going through the process through the committees. Number 2 is House Bill 251057, the American Indian Interim Committee. They're creating a committee with senators, state senators, and representatives from the state to sit on this committee to help support the 2 Ute Indian tribes. Number 3 is Senate Bill 2500, Colorado Voting Rights Act. It's for tribal members with individuals with disabilities. Number 4 is Senate Bill 009, recognition of tribal court orders in the state of Colorado. Number 5 is Senate Bill 25053, protection of wild bison. There's wild bison over north of Alamosa. It's at the Zapata Ranch, and they run about 1,700 buffalo there. They're probably the second largest in the country. The first one being up at Yellowstone. There is some individuals that own bison herds, and those are considered domesticated, kind of like cattle operations, but these ones are wild. They wanted to identify that due to protection of the wild bison. That's Senate Bill 25053. The sixth one is Senate Bill 25023. It's the education curriculum on genocide against Native Americans. It's trying to create an education curriculum in the public schools. Right now, when you look at the public school and the history classes that they have very little about Native Americans, and we want to bring this bill up, but I don't know if it's going to be ready for this year 2025 legislatures. I think it'll be ready for the 2026 legislative process. Number 7 is the House Bill 25163. This is going through the process. It has passed the House side. It'll be going to the Senate. It's free access to state parks for Colorado Ute tribes. And that's exactly the way it's written in the legislation, that it is only for the 2 Ute tribes in the state of Colorado. And I know that the Native Americans from the urban population have been trying to access this, but a majority of the land at this state parks, and there's 43 in the state parks, majority of these, 36 of them are Aboriginal lands of the Ute people. So we want to keep it with the Ute people, not any other tribe. If the UMUT array wish to apply for access to the state park, then they should go through a process that they too can be added in next year's amendment 2026 for access to state parks for Ute tribes in general. Number 8, House Bill 25124, Colorado Indian Child Welfare Act. Number 9 is Senate Bill 2506, federally recognized tribes in construction of laws. We do have a UMUT construction company that works within the state of Colorado on projects that they bid for, and this recognizes them. Number 10 is HR 251019, Native American veterans is being recognized through legislation. And the last one is House Bill 251266, and this is the Colorado American Indian Recognition Day. This is something that's been talked about for a while. It's about Columbus Day. We don't want to recognize Columbus Day anymore. We want to have legislation, and this House Bill 251266 is Colorado American Indian Recognition Day that'll be recognized in the state of Colorado. It will actually become a state holiday, and employees will be paid to take that day off for a holiday. So it will be going through its process through legislation. Recently, we had a RES conference in Las Vegas, and we had 3 council members go to this conference. It is about networking with other tribes or Indian-owned businesses to bring economic development to tribal economies in Indian country. And 3 of our council members went down to Las Vegas for that conference. On that same week, I was over in Washington, D.C. for the Tribal Interior Budget Council. We as the UMUT tribe sit on this committee for the Southwest area. There are 2 representatives from each area. There are 12 areas in the country, and this is a national committee. We talked about the budgets and priorities from each area that comes from the tribes in these areas. And the areas that are discussed at our meetings are public safety and justice, education, the Bureau of Indian Education schools, the boarding schools, land, water, and natural resources is another committee, the program budget committee, the economic development committee, transportation committee. We met out there for 1 week, and a lot of tribes went out to Washington, D.C., and they talked to senators and congressmen on the impacts of tribal programs. There is some cuts being proposed by the federal government and President Trump, but we as Indian tribes have a unique government-to-government status on funding sources for our tribal programs through our treaties. We also had down at the casino, the Colorado Commission Indian Education meeting. We recently had our first education consultation. It's been a long time. Even before COVID is when the last time we had it with the state of Colorado. So we finally had one down at the casino. Thank you to the two UMUT Youth Education Liaisons for Education. Secretary Councilman Jacket and Councilman Knight and myself were there attending the consultation meeting. We also on that same day had the following day, Albuquerque area Indian Health Board consultation meeting. We had the annual Albuquerque area consultation meeting in Albuquerque. New Mexico, Vice Chairman Turtle and Secretary Councilman Jacket went to that meeting last week, and they brought up the executive orders that are coming from the federal government and President Trump and the impacts to the healthcare system. Water meetings, we had our monthly Water Resource Committee meeting on March 17th. We talked about the priorities and our quantification of water rights, how the water will be for this upcoming year for McPhee Reservoir. Lake Nighthorse still hasn't moved anywhere, but we've been looking at New Mexico water quantifications and our water rights in New Mexico and also in Utah. I also went over to Ignacio for the Southwest Water Conservancy District Conference in Ignacio on Friday last week on March 28th. It's a very good conference, but I requested that we have more action items come out of conferences for the Upper Colorado River, Upper Basin. This week's meetings today, March 31st, this morning we had a law enforcement meeting. I think it's still going on right now. Tomorrow will be the Head Start consultation meeting with the federal program and the review. On Thursday is Youth Day, as I mentioned, in Denver, the capital. There'll be a proclamation read from Governor Polis. The two Ute tribes will be there with their veterans and their royalty. Our drum group will be there and the tribal council members from both Ute tribes of Colorado. Saturday, April 5th, there will be an honor run at Fort Lewis College in Durango at 10 a.m. This is to remember the old Fort Lewis boarding school south of Hespers and what happened to the Indian students and honoring them. That's what this run is there for on Saturday, April 5th at 10 a.m. at the Fort Lewis College. In closing, we want to thank all of you for tuning in to our announcements for today, the last day of March. We look forward to April now that spring is upon us, and we get ready for Easter on April 20th. We'll be closed on Friday for Good Friday at noon. In May, we also look forward to May next month or the following month. Bear dance in all three Ute tribal reservations started probably the first weekend in May up in the Uinta Ray area. So we ask our Creator to continue to bless all of you individually in each one of your homes, on and off the reservation, and may He also bless and guide the UMUT tribe into the future for all of our tribal members, community members, employees of the UMUT tribe. So with that, that concludes my announcements for today. Thank you.